Alright, so this is kind of a follow-on to my other video about the Star Wars movie, Star Wars Force Awakens, hooray. And it's to explain something that I brought up to one of my followers who was asking about this. It specifically addresses gravity wells and shields, and how the new movie has basically invalidated a good chunk of its own canon, including the battles of Hoth and Endor, among others. Specifically, you remember the big-ass planetary weapon they have? And actually, first off, before I go any further, let me specify this. This will spoil stuff, so if you haven't seen the movie, shoo, go away. You hear me? Spoilers here. There'll be spoilers. Go. Flee. Fly. Go. Shoo. Good. Gone. Capiche? Yes. Excellent. Continuing onwards. So the issue is they have to disable the shields on this big planetary weapon in order to destroy it. Unfortunately, they can't get into the thing because they don't have nothing to get into it. They don't have any ships. They don't have any codes. They don't have anything. So they're in trouble. So what do? Well, they apparently jump to light speed and jump through the shields, which, okay, because apparently the shields can only stop stuff moving at sublight speed, but hyperspace is okay. Yeah. Now, if that's the case, first off, if that's the case, why the hell did they have to jump in the first place with just one ship? Why not jump in with their entire fleet? Just have their entire fleet jump through the shields. And voila, problem solved. That makes a lot of things. I mean, you know how much easier that would be? That would make a lot more sense to me. Just hit them with everything you got all at once and just. But no, let's send one ship in and hope they can get the shields down. Hooray! So yeah, jumping through shields. If you can hyperspace through a shield, that basically means the Empire didn't have to invade Hoth, really, the way they did. They could have just jumped through the damn things. The reason why they could invade Hoth the way they did was because their ships were moving slow enough to move through the damn shield and land. You couldn't bombard the thing because it was an energy shield. It was designed to stop energy weapons. Objects moving through it were okay. So there's that little problem. But yes, according to this, the Empire could have just jumped through, like jumped their Star Destroyers into low orbit, which is possible. We've seen them in low orbit before. In the new canon, we have seen Star Destroyers in low orbit. So we know that Star Destroyers can do that, which means the Empire was apparently just incompetent at the Battle of Hoth and didn't think of this. It also means that Admiral Ozzel had the right idea. Way to go, Vader! You killed the guy who had the bright idea. The other problem I had with it, though, is the fact that apparently gravity wells aren't a thing. Because in Star Wars, planetary objects, planetary-sized objects, including the Death Star, as a matter of fact, oddly enough, because it's big enough, create a gravity well, a pocket of gravity around itself, which prevents hyperspace in a vicinity around it. That's how interdictor cruisers work. And there are interdictor cruisers in the new canon. We see them in Rebels. And I think we even see something similar to that in Clone Wars, if I remember correctly. But we do see interdictor cruisers and such, interdictor ships who are capable of projecting gravity wells to stop ships from jumping into hyperspace. And according to this movie, that's not valid. That doesn't work, which means some of the stuff that happens in Rebels is not valid. It doesn't work because apparently they can jump in the movie. They jump through a massive gravity well. It's a planet-sized weapon, and they jump through the gravity well to land on it. Hyperspace doesn't work like that, according to I'm not citing just the old canon. This is the new canon as well. According to the new canon, hyperspace doesn't work like that. You can't go through a gravity well, but this movie is saying you can. So, well done, guys. You made a new Star Wars canon, and you can't keep it straight. Like, I fully admit, the old canon was convoluted as hell, but they had certain rules which were consistent throughout. You're not even being consistent with your own rules, which is a much smaller canon. You've made this much smaller canon, and you cannot be consistent. And to go back to the shields thing, remember the Battle of Endor? Well, according to the logic that The Force Awakens applies, the fact that the shields were up around the second Death Star is meaningless. it meant nothing. The Rebel fleet could have jumped through it and jumped out inside the shield. They didn't. And that shield was more powerful. Or sorry, correction. The shield around this planetary weapon is supposed to have been more powerful than the one around the Death Star, the second Death Star, which means they should have been able to jump through it. They couldn't. They didn't, obviously. So they're breaking their own canon and invalidating their own story. It makes no sense. I honestly think that the writers and creators of this just didn't check out what has been created, what was already created and has been said for the current canon they're trying to establish, because this movie invalidates several of the major canon points from their own canon. It makes no sense whatsoever. And I'm done because I'm going in circles, round and round and round. Bye bye. Boy.